everyone. Welcome to TDL Live. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, we can add more later.
We can.
That's fine. It is TDL Live Monday, February 23rd, here on the digitallifestyle.tv. Incidentally, your Apple Authority. I'm Ryan Ritchie. Adam Ford is here. We made it in. And Academy Awards last night.
Didn't watch them.
Nothing.
Nothing.
None of them.
No. Not even one.
Did you see any movies this year?
Saw a few movies.
Okay.
Saw a few movies.
Okay.
I did.
It wasn't bad. There have been worse Oscar telecasts. I'll tell them that much.
This is Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman hosted.
How was he?
Well, I'll tell you, he hosted, but
more support than we typically get.
I know, it's strange. He hosted, but he was very absent. Like, he came out and he did these song and dances and he did a fine job.
Okay.
But he would disappear for like 45 minutes.
Perhaps he was off Wolverining.
I believe he went to the In-N-Out.
And I wouldn't blame him if he did.
That's a shout out to the West Coast.
Heyo.
So that's me actually shouting out. Nope, not very many people do that.
And probably for good reason.
A recap, if you're new to the show, and frankly, if you're new, I'm shocked you're still here. This is the bowl of Apple-related news, and we're going to delve in there and find out what's going on. The show is presented in a random fashion because, well, that tests well in our test audiences.
I'm going random.
Also, don't forget, you can chat with us via AOL Instant Messenger or iChat to TDL Live, or send a Twitter, also at TDL Live. There's also the chat below. I was told, by the way, had a meeting with, I ran into a few viewers this past weekend.
Okay.
I'm told that the viewers enjoy chatting with each other in that window we can't see.
Right, yes.
So
enjoy that.
Have fun.
Enjoy that.
Have fun with that. Let me just put this up so everybody knows. There you go.
Oh, very well.
And we're ready for the first one. Let's hear it.
Make it official. Apple's growing cash hoard. So Apple's cash holdings have grown at an annual rate of, are we sitting down, folks? Because I would love to be getting this return on anything. 50% year to year. 50% year to year.
I'll tell you, I bet the Apple stock's going through the roof.
That, yeah. And I think that's probably the gist of the entire story. I think that's the meat and potatoes, as it were.
Where does that come to us from?
It's coming to us from the Fortune blog,
Sorry,
the Apple 20.
Okay, Apple 2.0.
Apple 2.0 or 20.
Apple 20. Of course, the stock going down with the
down
market
about $4 today.
86-ish.
I'm sorry?
It was,
it's final valuation today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't a code.
I thought that was like $4.86.
No.
Or was it like
about
$86 down?
No.
And I was like, well, that's negative. Is that possible?
It could. We might find out if that's possible. By the way, thanks. I'm told now, our producer Matt Girl telling me, thanks to an upgrade,
yes,
we can now see the chat.
Oh my!
We can see the chat.
But
so
I wouldn't expect active involvement in response.
There's a lot going on here.
There's a lot to do here. Just two of us, and you know how we are with math.
Yeah.
So
there's actually three. That's there you go. Well, I know. Two on camera. Two that people can see. What's going on.
Anyway.
Oh my goodness, a lot of Disney font on the back of that. I wonder what that's all about. All to be revealed. Remember the I Am Rich app? Came out for the iPhone, yes, $999.
Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you. I agree. What a great idea.
I wish I had thought of that.
Macworld reporting the I Am Rich app is back.
Nice.
Now titled I Am Richer, and available for you G1 Android users. And the price has come down a bit. It's now $200. I'm also told folks usually don't see this, so let me just take care of that.
That was a little behind the scenes.
Sorry, folks.
That was a little behind the scenes footage there.
$200 for the I Am Richer. It still does the same thing basically. You get a blue diamond pulsating on the screen. Brilliant, I still say.
I think it's absolutely brilliant. If they can pull that off and people end up buying it.
Do we know what cut?
Awesome.
Do we know what cut, if any, Google is taking on pay apps?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know that.
Anybody out there know? TDL Live?
Let us know. I don't know that, but that's, hey, I mean, I just don't get why it was pulled down. Like, how do you not know? Like, the price is what the price is. I mean, that's like going into a store and buying something.
Well,
and shelling out the cash. Like, it's not only looking at it, it's like confirming. Right. Like, you have to confirm that you're going to do that.
There were reviews and everything.
Yeah.
It was pretty easy to know.
It's like, how do you not know that you're going to pay for that?
Because clearly it's Apple playing a joke. They always play so many jokes in their app store. But at any rate, If you bought it, let us know too. That would be great.
We will try not to laugh at you. Unless you want to give us some money.
So if anyone out there knows Google's cut, if any, on the Android Pay apps, let us know, because we're not going to look it up. But we did finally get the review of the Android G1.
Yes.
And for those of you who are subscribers, and frankly, how could you not be, to the TDL product reviews, if you go to iTunes and search for it, you can see that review now. By popular demand, it'll also be on the blog, but that'll be next week.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yikes. Also, Jamie DeGrazia stopped by, so look for exciting and fresh root accesses.
I'm excited to see these. I know it's on tap. I have the inside track on this, and I'm pretty excited to see them.
That's some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Those are also available early to those of you who've subscribed. And you know what? Subscription, we've decided to make it free.
Hey-o.
The economy being what it is.
Got to go free these days.
We said free.
Absolutely.
So it's free. And we had a lot of pressure from the bean counters on that.
We did. Glad we did that, though. I'm going in.
Oh, me too.
I'm going in. I'm not sure what that means. Gonna let that one be. I appear to have Disney paper as well, though.
Wow.
This well, I don't know what's happening here.
You will
so
shortly.
You know.
You will shortly.
Comcast On Demand goes online. Yes, you heard it here, folks. Comcast On Demand going online. So if you love the performance you get out of Comcast and this, I didn't find this story this funny, but
I'm sorry.
Do you want to?
I don't care.
About this story or about
life? No, it's fine. Comcast On Demand. So what's in this for Comcast? I don't understand. How is this different than Fancast, which is also a Comcast property, or the good folks using Hulu?
Because it's Comcast and it's on demand.
You know what this is? This is for all the people who trust the Comcast brand to bring them quality entertainment and fast downloads.
Here's the thing. This is what I've found. The shows that I want to watch, majority of them are not on demand. I don't know why. On Comcast On Demand.
Right.
And I don't understand why.
Can we peel back the curtain a little bit? What kind of show are we talking about here?
I'm trying to think. Like I think there's a lot of CBS shows that are not available. I can find them on the CBS site. Right. But I can't find them on the on demand Comcast Channel 1 on demand stuff.
Gotcha. Or some of them are pay.
That's what really gets me. Like The Office is pay, and I'm like, I'm already paying for on demand. Why do I have to pay for the show again? I don't understand this. So the way that I see this, I'm going to get equally crappy selection through the computer now that I could get on my TV, and I don't understand why I would like this any better than what I have now. Right.
Well, speaking of crappy selection, of course, recently also came the news that Hulu being shut down via Boxy, which means not available on the Apple TV. Right. There's a blog entry about it. Yeah. And basically the gist of the entry is that, well, I guess they don't want shows to be too popular online.
Yeah, it's kind of I don't.
My only theory is that there's just not the ad inventory to support it right now, because I've noticed when I watch online clips, particularly on Hulu, there are far more promos for other shows than there used to be. So I'm wondering if maybe the ad inventory just isn't there, and depending on the royalties they have to pay out. But you know what? They should be upfront with that and say, hey, here's why we're doing this. It's not because we don't want you to watch the shows this way.
Right, we just can't support it right now.
Yeah. Right now, and we hope to bring it back. But instead...
Nope, pull the plug.
Pull the plug.
It's a shame.
It is a shame.
That's a shame.
It's a shame that it's not supported natively by Apple TV, that you need the Boxy hack, quote unquote, to even get Hulu on there. But I think that's going to be the case for quite some time. Unless Apple has some sort of subscription service. Dust off that rumor.
We will see. We will see. Interesting to note that using the Comcast On Demand counts against your data cap. So
good point.
If you're a big consumer,
right,
that they're getting. I mean, it's kind of like it doesn't really matter, because if you're consuming online anyway, you're going against that cap. Right. But you would think if you're consuming their stuff with ads that they're getting revenue for,
right?
Then why wouldn't you want me to watch more of that? No. Okay.
Plus, my other thing, going back to the Hulu Boxy situation, I firmly believe that they make more money on a single viewer online than a single viewer on TV. Because when you
I would tend to agree
when
with
you
that.
sell the ads on TV, you're selling for millions of viewers,
Right.
and whether you have, let's say, 8.6 or 8.9 doesn't make a huge difference. But 300,000 additional people watching that stupid BlackBerry ad that's on every Comedy Central clip.
Yeah.
I think they're getting more per person for that.
Yeah, I think it's probably less cost to deliver it online as well.
I don't. They would tell you not. We know video bandwidth can get a little tricky, but at that scale, who knows?
I don't know.
Also, in the iChat, viewer pointing out that when they watch on DVR,
Right.
they just go right past the ads.
Right.
Versus online, you see the ad.
Right.
Which is a good point. But again, I don't know with the new contracts and everything. Maybe it is more costlier on the back end as far as the royalties for each episode online than otherwise.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Something's off. Something's not
off.
right. Something's not right.
And you know what else isn't right? Well, it's off.
Tell me.
We're going to be off next Monday.
Ooh.
Might as well. Yeah, okay, folks. Easy. I can see the sadness through the lens. But here's the good news. Next Monday we're not here. But I know. I hear the whoops. I know. But the good news is that means you're free to watch the 2-hour premiere of Dancing with the Stars.
Go Oz.
And Steve Wozniak.
Go Oz.
Team Woz. You can check him out.
Team Woz.
Team Woz, they have shirts made and everything.
I bet they do. I have no doubt about it.
They do. Unfortunately, it's not through our merchandise provider, so we're not able to get in on that action. Damn. But this is a good point good time to point out that we do have the T-shirts available. So we will see you in 2 weeks. So get out the iCal, mark that down now. Apologize for that, but then get ready because we might just steamroll through the whole summer. You didn't know. I hope you didn't make plans.
That sounds good to me. I'll pencil it in right now.
And we're going to experiment with doing the show on different nights and see how that, because we're up against 24.
And everybody's like, what?
Yeah. I hear we're up against 24.
Well, more to come. Let's not get too excited right now.
Should I tell them about the ape?
I think we should leave that on. With the ape-ness that's been happening recently, I think that we better not go there.
Are you up? You're up.
I'm up.
Are you referring to the Xanax and T ape?
Yeah, would be it.
What? You got it. You can do it.
Yeah. So Microsoft sent out that old letter to laid off employees. Give us back some of that severance. So Microsoft laid off. Let me get the figure: 1,400 employees in January, and paid them severance, which is what they should do. They maybe moved a decimal place or carried a 1 improperly.
They put us in charge.
They let us run the math on that one. And they ended up paying out too much. And then they sent out a letter saying, hey, could we get some of that back? And apparently it was very detailed with here's how you send us your money and here's how to properly do this. And then they were like, maybe that's not the right thing to really do. You know, like bank makes an error in your favor sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. And then they were like, just kidding. You can keep it. We're really sorry that we're dumb.
We're good.
We're good on that. Yeah.
Nobody stopped and thought, oh, excuse me, this might get out and be bad.
Yeah, this might be a PR nightmare.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you should double check your numbers on that. Like, that's like a pretty important thing to get right. Mm-hmm.
Well, they're using Microsoft money, so I mean...
maybe the software crashed when they were doing the calculation. It restarted and it wasn't in the right spot or something. I don't know. Sorry, I just took it there. I shouldn't have. I realize that.
That's all right.
But
it's okay. More Disney font. What is up with that? Is it some sort of tease? Made some sort of tease?
I don't know.
Apple to use iPhones. See, I always enjoy the ones where we have to go up at the end because it's a question. So I'll start very confident.
Okay.
Apple to use iPhone's GPS to geotag locationless photos. Could be done. I think it would make it simple. Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, I kind of thought that was already happening, but
well, this is kind of the gist of this is with the new iPhone and the new version of iPhoto. Mm-hmm. The idea, if you kind of dig through some of the layers of the app of iPhoto 09, you kind of get to a hidden functionality that's not turned on, but it suggests that perhaps if you're taking photos with your digital camera and you have an iPhone as well, you can somehow mesh up the date and timestamp with where you were with the geolocation on the phone.
Right.
And you could then end up geotagging photos that are not on a geolocation enabled camera.
Right.
So it's not rolled out. It's just talk right now. But kind of cool. I mean, kind of cool.
So you're saying this would be for just the iPhone, the iPhone's camera, or you're saying I can use my normal camera?
No, my normal camera.
And how are these two communicating?
So I think basically if you have both and you were to connect,
it's just by the time.
So you know, if you were somehow it's logged you as being, which is kind of weird to think about, but it logged you as being in the park on Friday at 10 o'clock, and you have a photo from Friday at 10 o'clock.
Right.
Perhaps you were in the park.
But you know that app's gonna be 99 cents even if you buy
Son of a
iLife.
Unbelievable.
Just like that Keynote app for 99 cents. I know you're not happy with that.
My goodness, I do not like that one bit.
Okay.
That is me, because you had the
Yes. I did the whole question mark.
Thought I'd point that out.
I appreciate it.
I'm sure you do.
Appreciate it. How's your? Before we get into the Mac news, I know you're a big. Who's here for the Mac news? I know you're a big Hell's Kitchen fan.
Love the kitchen.
What's going on there?
So it was off. So it was off for a week and back last week. And
time out.
Okay.
Is it back better than ever?
Yes. I think it might be.
See, so that's what's going to happen with us after we take this week off.
Okay, continue. I would think so. So, so they came back and go figure they cooked, and one team won and one team lost. Okay. And somebody was let go.
Let me go on a limb here. Did that Gordon Ramsay fellow? Did he get angry or upset?
He did. He got upset.
Okay.
Sure did.
Who would eat there?
I wouldn't eat there. See, here's the thing, and I asked this. I do ask this very question because it's like 6 hours into dinner service and the blue team hasn't served their appetizers yet, and it's like, how do you go in there? And, I mean, you must have some sort of expectation that you're not going to eat.
Right.
Like that. Great if I do. It'll be a spectacle, a show if nothing else.
Right. Or maybe they're paid. Maybe it's paid extra situation.
That could be it. That could be it. But I want to do the same thing. And if I were to ever go, it would be way late in the season. I would try to have to figure it out way late in the season. They've skimmed out all the fat.
Where the food's real tasty.
We're down to the people who are turning it out, and maybe I could eat in 3 hours.
Let's hit the Mac news.
All right, let's do it. The Mac BU giving campaign. I'm lateraling because I don't know anything about this.
Are you passing this?
Yeah.
So Mac BU, the Mac business unit at Microsoft, Microsoft who just took the severance pays back and then said, "No, we're not taking them back. We're just fooling with you."
Just kidding.
On a more generous note, Microsoft has an employee matching program. They'll match dollar for dollar contributions that their employees make to nonprofit organizations that aren't political
very nice.
or religious.
Very nice.
So there was a post on the Mac BU business unit talking about how they've been busy lately doing this. And I just thought that was a nice gesture.
That's nice. That's
I don't recall anything similar at Apple.
I don't either. I don't recall that, but Apple PR, please let us know if we're wrong.
We'd be
Feedback
happy to
at digitallifestyle.tv.
We'd be happy to set the record straight on that. And Tim Cook, if you ever want to come on.
Not a problem.
We'll make sure this is in when you come, so you don't see just old cups and stuff back there.
We'll give you the backstage tour, too. I mean, beforehand.
It takes a long time. Someday we should take folks around the studio here.
Okay, we can do that. Guided tour, perhaps. I lateraled, so.
You passed.
I've been known to do that from time to time.
Don't forget, you can subscribe.
You can.
Head over to iTunes. You can subscribe to TDL Live. Root Access, the product reviews, Ford's Focused.
Ooh, speaking of which.
What do you got this week?
Stay tuned.
It's tonight.
Tonight.
Oh, my goodness.
After the show, stay tuned. Another installment of Ford's Focused. It's a fiery one.
Really?
It's a fiery one.
You're letting it all out on this one.
I'm a little more animated in this one than I was in the others. I've been warming up to it. You know, it's a work in progress.
Sure.
I get fired up because we're kind of like conversing on the show. It's hard to get fired up. I had technical difficulties this week, which maybe enhanced the
anger,
the drama. So I think I'm a little more fired up this week.
And you enjoy hearing from folks, getting feedback on the show.
I do, yeah, absolutely.
Adam at thedigitallifestyle.tv, or if you're watching on YouTube or something, you can just leave a response below.
Or even a comment in the post on the blog once it makes its way there.
Which will be shortly. Woz Dance is next week. We talked about that.
Very
Can
well.
I go again? I feel
You
cheap.
can. Yeah, that was a... Oh, cheapo.
Always like to check the level.
3 fish in the sea.
We're in a drought warning. We got 10 minutes. I don't know. Okay, this is a 2-pager. Oh, I'm telling you, we need a banner to unfurl for each one of these stories.
We should do that.
It's time for the ongoing saga. Apple v. Psystar. This week's Psystar update comes to us from Mac Observer, just pointing out that we have a long time to work on that banner apparently. It looks like the first scheduled court appearance between Apple and Psystar will be November at the earliest, and so counting appeals and everything, we could be looking at a case dragging on to 2011.
Wow.
2011.
Lawyers love it. Getting paid the entire time, I'm pretty sure.
And I should check on this. I'm not sure. I think Psystar currently is still free to sell the systems. I don't think that's been barred.
So. Yeah, I don't think it has been.
So, I mean,
could it be like I'm thinking like a pull down, like a
map at school or something?
Yes.
I wish it was motorized. We don't have that budget, of course. But
yeah, I think we should go pull down at this point.
We could do a pull down.
I mean, if somebody wants to donate a motorized pull down thingy,
hint, hint,
we could install it.
Yeah.
Figure it out. All right.
I'll use the eye level later. By the way, I put 2 of the levels on the iPhone.
Yeah.
Both free. Here's the thing.
Wait, you put 2 of the what?
The level. You can use your phone as a level.
Oh, the level.
I'm sorry. I slur my speech
level,
sometimes. No. Like a level 3,
but
level
it really
4.
is kind of like. But anyway.
Right. So you see the commercials, and they're like,
yeah.
use your phone.
I'm sure it's very precise.
Well, you know what? It is.
Really?
But there's a catch.
What's the catch?
You have to calibrate it.
Oh boy.
So you need a level. So
you need to know that something is level,
right,
so you can use it.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, it makes sense to have to calibrate it. But what if you're like, man, I don't.
Well, plus,
I don't know.
if you have a level, couldn't you just use?
Yeah, but if you know like this wall in your house is level, then you could like.
But how do I know that? I would have had to use a level. I can't eye it up and say that's level. I would need it level.
I see what you're saying, but maybe you leveled something quite some time ago, and you remember, yes, I leveled that once. It's probably still level. I'll go calibrate off of that.
If that's how you want to calibrate,
I'm just saying.
That's fine.
I'm just saying.
No, you do that. That's cool.
You can drive around in a circle 4 times counterclockwise.
Because there could be slight variations in how the chip is in there and just, the accelerometer itself.
Right.
So you do need to calibrate. They don't, much like a lot of the steps in the iPhone commercials,
yes,
they leave out when the guy gets out his level. He's like, I need a damn level to use it. And then he checks to make sure his phone's level before he starts using it as a level.
Or you just make some assumptions and then have all everything in your house crooked. I'm just saying, this is all consistently crooked.
Well, that's the beauty of calibrating it, because you could play a practical joke on someone.
You could definitely recalibrate.
Calibrate it 4 or 5 degrees off,
right? And
they go through their house, and next thing you know,
that could be funny.
Everything's crooked.
That could be funny.
I wonder if that's what happened over there. I don't know if the folks can see that.
I think it was a strong wind headed this way.
I don't know. Maybe we can pan over there a little bit.
That wouldn't make sense. It'd really actually be going this way.
Yeah. Do you see how the giant Legos are
assuming they were
tree? Clearly, I
in a tree configuration and rooted in the ground, then the wind would go this way. If it were the other way, then the wind would have to go that way.
Thank you, Mac Girl. That's great. I think. So you're saying the wind is coming west to east as we stand.
Sure.
Okay. Excellent.
Is this me?
Oh, sure.
All right. Yeah, because you pulled.
I talked about the level. Oh, yeah, Psystar. Yes.
And somehow we got to the level. I don't know how that happened. Well, this is kind of juicy. Steve Jobs will miss Apple's shareholder meeting, which is slated for this week? Wednesday. That's right. This Wednesday. It's so this is the annual shareholder meeting, the first one that he will not be in attendance for during his time as CEO of the company. So.
Which inevitably will lead to questions about
his
him
health
not being there and all that. Which he's on a leave of absence.
Yeah, we shouldn't expect him to be there. I mean, but it'll turn into is he really gonna be back on schedule and all this sort of line of questioning. And they're not gonna be like, no, he's really worse off. Let me tell you.
Well, that's the one thing though. I hope someone brings up the fact that the PR folks just lied. before Macworld. They're like, no, he's got the flu. He's got the flu. And then, no, it's not because he's sick. He's not coming here. It's because we're done with Macworld.
Right.
So I'd like someone to call him out on that and say, how can we believe anything you're saying at this meeting? You know what? I'm otherwise disposed, but predisposed, indisposed. Disposed would indicate I'm in garbage.
Has been disposed of you.
Yes.
You've been disposed.
I have something I have to do. Or I could take my shares of Apple because shareholders.
Right.
I could go to that meeting myself and cause a stink.
You could, or you could proxy vote.
I caused a stink earlier tonight, too.
Hey, now.
You folks, you're lucky it's just video.
I'm lining one up for later.
So maybe someone out there, maybe attending the shareholders meeting, would like to ask that question. How can we trust what you're saying now about Steve when they were just outright lies?
They'd be like, we have to take your word for it. And they're going to say, okay.
We don't speculate on future
CEO
appearances.
We don't speculate on health.
Okay.
We don't speculate on that.
Okay.
But you're up.
Well, I'm taking care of some housekeeping here with the folks in the chat.
All right.
2? Are there only 2 in there, Matt Girl? Is that what you see from your vantage point? Okay.
I think so.
All right. You know, we're so savvy here. I was just thinking the other day, we are so savvy on this show.
We're pretty savvy.
Because I don't know if any other podcast or show or live, whatever you want to call this thing we do, where the only girl involved with the show is only behind the camera.
Right.
Brilliant thinking there. Let me ask you a personal question, if you don't mind.
Well, hey, I mean, I just divulged my plans for later tonight, so.
Are you a Best Buy Reward Zone member?
Are you in the zone? I guess my question, does it expire?
I wouldn't think so.
Then I am. Yes, I'm in the inner circle.
Well, you are lucky.
I am.
Because coming up, this comes from our friends at TUAW, or the unofficial Apple weblog. Weblog. You can tell when they picked that name, it was a while back. Good folks, though. We kid. According to them, coming up, it's the real $99.99 iPhone at Best Buy this week, but you have to be a Reward Zone member.
Reward Zone member. And you have to be of the upper tier Reward Zone member.
Oh, are you in that?
I am not in that. I do not consume enough Best Buy to have that sort of classification. And I'm not exactly sure what that threshold is. I mean,
my guess is you probably have to accept the 12 weeks of Entertainment Weekly.
Right, yeah, probably.
And then you get up to
16 other magazines.
But anyhow, it's going to be happening through February 28th. The 8-gig iPhone will be $99.99. The 16-gig model is available for $199.99.
And $50 more if you're just a regular member.
So that would be you.
Right.
Do you feel inferior as a regular? I don't think I'm even a Reward Zone member.
And you can't just go in and buy Reward Zone and then go.
Do you buy Reward Zone? I thought you just signed up for it.
No, you do. Well,
you're not sure.
Well, it was a while ago. It made sense because the number of points that I would get on that initial purchase, I was like buying a TV or something, and the number of points that I would have gotten on that purchase made it make sense to get the card. So I'm pretty sure you did have to pay for it at that time.
I got you.
Maybe since then you didn't.
But that's been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a few years.
You had to be a existing Reward Zone member as of February 21st.
Right.
So you're out of luck.
Sorry.
What's the point of this? I mean, have they ever done anything for Reward Zone members worthwhile?
I don't pay attention. Well, we do get coupons in the mail. It's like, if you're a Reward Zone, you can have 10% off of CDs. And I'm like, I don't buy CDs.
Fair enough. I'm just curious because, especially given that you had to be a member by February 21st, it doesn't seem to me like a deal that necessarily gives people an incentive to become a member now. Because this isn't like, wow, this is
right.
This is
they always run
$100 off TVs or something.
I'm not familiar with like any like big offers that they do for them or anything like that.
Just like that, we are running out of time. I don't want any leftovers. It'll get moldy in 2 weeks.
It will, right? You unplug in the refrigerator? We can put it in.
What do you got there?
All right.
What do you got there? That's all you. I don't even know what that says.
Speeds iChange EVs, iPhone integrated shapeshifter. Oh yes, I recall this. So there's a car. This is pretty cool. There's this car which apparently is called the Rinspeed iChange EV.
Rolls off the tongue.
It does. It sure does. Which has a iPhone, an iPhone like adapter that you, like as if you were to listen to your stereo.
Right.
When you plug it in, you get this interface to change aspects. So it's like a shape-shifting car. It's like I know it's going to be unveiled at the Geneva Auto Show this year. But at any rate, it's like the shape-shifting car. And you plug your iPhone in, and you get this like touchscreen panel, which allows you to change different aspects of the car,
right?
Such as headlights, turn signals. You can't steer with it, but it adjusts the height of the bubble roof to make room for 2 passengers in the back. So it has a bubble roof as well, might I add.
Okay.
So kind of cool.
Hey ladies, let me raise my bubble roof. No. It should be a hit.
Yeah.
Should be a hit with the ladies.
No, but I think it's kind of cool to see other things happening with the devices.
Okay. So that's going to do it, folks. Again, 2 weeks. Next week you can watch Woz.
Tear it up.
There will be an explanation for why we weren't here next week. The week after, a little teaser there. A little teaser action.
Okay.
We're going to pull the curtain back even further.
Don't forget, stay tuned for the next installment of Ford's Focus.
Well, let's not keep them waiting. As soon as I figure out how to turn this off. It says cue a clip. I think it's cued. Let's see what happens.
I think it might be.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.